Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Taking a New Approach. For those of you who are already subscribed, welcome. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your time that you take out of your day to listen to me and see if I have any messages for you. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My channel is basically about helping everyone to become better people so we can see better things in the world as we are going along our journey of manifesting the things that we want. All right, it is no coincidence that you are here, that you clicked on this YouTube video. It is a reason why you clicked on it. It's a message for you. You just sit through it and you will get something out of it. I promise. I am the same way when I am on YouTube and following the people I follow and reading the books I read. So I want to just thank you guys for subscribing, for sharing, and also just giving your time, because I really do appreciate that. Okay, so I hope that this is finding you well whenever you are watching it, whether you're watching it right now, when it is posted, or 10 years from now. Like I said, there's no timeline in the spiritual realm. So this message is for you when you come upon it. All right. So what's today's lesson going to be about today? Well, guys, I was really focused on a lot of different things, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, is focus, right? Because I've been kind of, up and down on this journey. And sometimes you get those great stretches where you're writing your affirmations out, you're writing your goals out, you're meditating, your yoga, the food is good, everything is going well, and you're seeing the goal, right? But sometimes, when you have been conditioned, or, you haven't been living this lifestyle for so long, and you're starting to make it your lifestyle now, you tend to still, go back to old ways. They say old habits die hard. And just recently, I've just been kind of like a little bit up, a little bit down, not really, still always constantly keeping flow, right? And so I have this little thing on my phone. And for some reason, I guess my higher self told me to look at it. It was called the Billionaire Mindset Course. And it's something I downloaded a long time ago. And I went through it because I was just like, oh, well, let's read it. What are they saying? And I read the second chapter, and that's what this is going to be about. So basically, the topic is going to be about focus. And how focused are you on your manifestation? Now, I'm not talking about you did the work and you're just so focused that you can make resistance come about. We'll talk about that, but I'm going to read it. And as I'm reading it, I'm going to basically talk about I'm going to basically talk about, sorry about that. I thought I wasn't recording anymore. I'm basically going to talk about how this relates to us in terms of our manifestations and why it's not here yet, or why you don't really see the signs yet, because you might not be as focused as you need to be, right? And I think that's something for myself that I'm getting better and better and better at, and this is all about the process, right? Like I'm always saying, the growth is what you want, right? Like, of course I could have done better 3 months ago. Of course you could have done better 3 years ago, but that's not the point, right? You're here in the now, you got the message now, so now move forward, right? Everything is always on time. There is no wrongness, there's no lateness in the divine mind. Okay, so you definitely have to always remember that you're doing the best you can with the best you know, with the best you have. Okay, so I'm going to start reading, and then I'm going to stop and kind of give my thoughts on it. So basically it says, in any activity or endeavor, it is important to build endurance. Endurance can be defined as the ability to focus on a task at hand and bring it successfully to a conclusion. Some call it fortitude, others call it strength or stamina. No matter what you call it though, endurance is the ability to persevere and get the job done no matter what. And I think that's very important when we come to manifestation, right? Like the ability to focus on the task at hand, because sometimes it gets hard. Let's be real. I don't like using that word hard because everything is not hard, it's simple, right? But sometimes with the way we have been trained and the way we have used our emotions and been, brainwashed with our emotions, we take it hard, right? It's not something that's just so simple to just, okay, like I'm going to sit down and meditate for 30 minutes. I'm going to just truly believe that money is going to fall in unexpected places, in under grace, out of nowhere, like when my bill is due tomorrow, right? It's not so simple for that, but it really is. And it's about our focus. And it's about that endurance, being able to stay focused on what we have to do. And it really resonated with me because I had to ask myself, and you should ask yourself too, how focused have you been on your dreams, on those manifestations? If you're trying to manifest that certain someone, how much are you talking throughout the day? Just reminding yourself that you already have it. Like you already have it. Don't ever think that you don't have what you have. Like nothing is too big, nothing is too small for the universe. Everything is just, it is. So as big as you make it is as big as it's going to be. So if you make everything so big, it might mess up your focus where you're like, oh, I don't know if I could attain this big goal, right? So you have to start to change your perspective and also focus on changing that perspective. You cannot be of the world and think you're going to, like get everything you desire, but you're still doing the same process as someone who don't believe in this. You can't be like, oh, I believe in this, but all your work is focused on the outer world, not the inner. I'm not saying you're wrong, right? I'm just trying to give you an idea of how it might not be going well for you right now because of your focus, right? You might have to refocus, and that's all right. It gets you now to refocus because now you're stronger, you're better, you're building endurance. No runner just started off running 10 miles, right? Like that person had to build up. They had to build up the endurance. They might have started off running 3 miles if they were healthy, or 5 if they were already healthy. If they are overweight, they might have had to just start on the stairs. Right? It's all different levels getting to that point, but you're going to get there. You're already there. It's about your focus. How can you stay focused? How can you persevere through the times where your ego arises and it's telling you, no, that's too much for you. No, you're not good enough. Even when I was about to record this, like I let a friend listen to one of the podcasts that I did, and he was like, dude, I don't know if you want to post that. And for a moment, I was kind of second guessing myself, like, should I do it? Like, I don't really know. But it's through those moments, even though he's been supportive, it's through those moments that I had to realize, like, yeah, that's him, though. That's not me. Like, I'm secure with myself, right? Like, I can't be afraid to give myself to you guys. Like, if I expect you guys to pour into me, I have to pour into you even more. And I have to show it first. I'm about showing it first and then receiving. Not, oh, well, y'all show me first and then I'll back it up. No, like that's not how it works. Okay? So ask yourself, how much have you been persevering? How much have you allowed other people to stop you? Sometimes, and what I'm really realizing as well, because I get so excited, I want to share with everybody that sometimes if you got a goal or something, you might want to keep it to yourself. That don't mean you have to be afraid that everybody, even when you say it, no, don't be afraid to express yourself. However, also know that you have to protect your dreams and stuff because some people, they're not ready for what you're ready for. Some people aren't as open and secure in themselves as you are right now. And maybe you're not either. I was at that stage. Trust me, I'm still getting over stuff, right? So just ask yourself, how can you focus better? Where can you change some things that can help you move forward? Okay, so I'm going to read the next part. Usually, when we speak of endurance, we're referring to physical activity, like I was saying about the running 10 miles. Yet, endurance is as important in the business world as it is in anywhere else. In business circles, endurance usually takes the form of focus. Instead of physical prowess, it becomes the ability to concentrate successfully on a given task. Focus is a critical skill for any business owner, especially in today's fast-paced world where success often means keeping several equally important balls in the air at one time. All right. So again, this billionaire mindset course is more or less for business owners and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm going to be giving you a lot of different things on business and anything that I'm really interested in and that I can help you with. You take what works for you, and then you allow whatever doesn't work for you to go back to the universe or store it in your mind for another time, because just because it doesn't resonate with you right now doesn't mean it's not going to resonate with you 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, right? So definitely understand that. And I think this is very important, is the ability to concentrate successfully on a given task and be able to juggle things, right? Like we all have different manifestations happening right now, right? Like some of us, we're trying to manifest a certain type of income. We're trying to manifest a certain type of spiritual partner. We're trying to manifest a certain type of way our relationships are, just around the people we love. So we have those multiple things that are out in the universe developing as we speak, right? And so what is your focus on keeping those things alive? Because sometimes we just like, oh, well, this is not done. But you can be focused on, how can I better myself in my relationships, right? Like give yourselves days where it's just like you just hone in on one thing to get to a certain goal, right? Like if your relationships is something that you're trying to manifest better, okay, work on that. Give it a week and just work on relationships. Just dial in on that. And then the next week you work on something else. Then the next week you work on something else. It's all right, because by you working on other things and taking your mind off the other things that you're manifesting, it makes those things come faster. It also helps that you are building on the thing that you want, right? You desire. So it only can make you better, right? So when I'm talking about focus, like where's your focus? Is it 90% on the negative and 10% on the positive? Is it 70-40? Is it 30-70? Like where is it? How can you better yourself? Because at the end of the day, like I said, you can manifest whatever you want. Like you might not like my podcast. You might be like, you know what? Nah, I just need the skills, so the techniques, so I can go ahead and get this money, and so I go ahead and ball on these people. Okay, that's cool. But just don't complain when you like, oh, the women are gold diggers, this, and the men all they want is sex and all this, and they just want to use me. Don't get mad about it. You get what you desire. You get what you put out there. But if you become better as a person within, you don't attract those types of things, right? Like those people aren't going to be attracted to you. And if they are, they're going to approach you in a certain type of way. There are certain type of women I would never approach. Like if I wanted to approach some woman that is not having high self-esteem. Now I approach everybody. I don't really approach women in public and stuff like that. It's just not, I just don't do it in this society. But you know what I'm saying? Like some women who have high self-esteem, who know what they desire and things of that nature, they make men. Like even the worst, I've seen even some dudes where I've seen them be reckless with other women. When they come to that one person, oh, they act like a little baby. They will never disrespect that person. But then I've seen the vice versa, where a woman had to do the same thing. She approached a man who had status, and she wasn't talking all reckless like when she was talking to the homeboy who didn't have money and didn't, couldn't really do much for her. So it's definitely about what is your focus on, and how can you start to better yourself in that, in all of your different things that you have manifest there. Okay? So, and then it goes on to say, so how do you focus on multitasking? A situation where, by its very definition, several things are happening at once. Well, the key to successful focus is attention. Attention. That is the biggest thing. They say now today is basically an attention economy, because people are getting famous off of YouTube, off of views, right? Off of Instagram. Like, we have people that don't have talent, but they have attention. And that's not even to knock them. Like, I'm never going to knock somebody because of the time they were born in and that they are being successful in. It is what it is. I don't think that builds a morally sound type of society where we want to live in, and where it's going to build and evolve us into better human beings. But it is what it is. So where's your attention? When several things are happening simultaneously, you need to concentrate on only one thing at a time. This doesn't mean that you bring one task to full completion before you start on another. Rather, you spend just enough time on a given task to take it to the next stage of development. I'm going to say that again. Rather, you spend just enough time on a given task to take it to the next stage of development, and then you turn your attention to another task. That's what I was saying, basically. Have you taken the next step in your development in your relationships? Are you practicing what you're reading? That might be the next step. You need to practice what you're reading in relationships. Like, I have a book that I was reading this, and it's like 6 sentences of love language. And it's something I've been practicing with people just in general, whether it was with my specific person or whether it was with just coworkers. I'm starting to use those terms in those sentences because I really do want to become a better person. I want to be a better person for the world, right? Like, I don't want to bring more karma and harm into the world if I don't have to. I don't want to be an a-hole. I don't want to be, a D-bag. And you shouldn't want to either. Like, it's time for us to evolve. That's why this is called taking a new approach. Like, our focus needs to be different. You can't complain about what you see in the world and then you're not being the opposite. You're okay with, oh, those people could die over there, but if it's my people, then no, that is terrible. Like, no, death is wrong on all, especially what we killing people over, and especially what people are lying about, especially what people like. The universe see it as it is what it is. I'm always going to say that because it really is. Your truth is only your experiences, and I can't tell you anything different. So if you feel like, oh, there's people out here who are rude, who are evil, who are this, I'm going to say you're right. But how much have you contributed to it? How much have you played into getting on YouTube and listening and reading the comments? I had to catch myself. Even in this journey, I realized, like, I watch a lot of sports debates and stuff, and now I have cut that down tremendously. Because I realized, like, when you're watching debates and stuff like that, Abraham Hicks talks about, like, you can't watch conflict and people arguing and think that all of a sudden that you're going to be in your vortex, in a receiving happy mode. That brings you down as well, because if you're disagreeing with them, what you disagreeing with them for? It doesn't matter, right? But that's the subtle ways that they, that media can play on you, and then you don't even realize what you're taking in. The movies you watch. I see people watch all types of movies, and they don't realize the types of things that they're filtering into their spiritual and their mindset, the subconscious and things of that nature. I'm not saying go and be a monk. No, go enjoy your life, but just be conscious of these things and be aware of it. Like if you know you didn't watch something that was kind of like a scary movie, a horror movie, you might need to come home and sage yourself. You might need to come home and, do some meditation or read something. But I would never understand why people would want to go and scare themselves. I don't see you wanting to shoot yourself, so why would I scare myself? But anyway, so I think that's very important to what is your attention on your one task? Take it to the next level. Start to practice more on that one thing. And maybe it could just be that one thing and you still got other things on the stove that's, they still on the back burner. It's all right. Because once one thing gets good, the other things will start to float in. Okay? And then it gives a great example here. It says, in some sense, it's a little like being a mother duck with ducklings. You give your attention to the duckling that is the furthest out of line, nudging it forward to where it should be before you turn your attention to the next little duck. Each duckling gets a measure of your focus, but none gets your full attention all the time. Right? That's almost like detachment, right? Like you see it. You see the car that you want and you say you bless it, oh, thank you, universe. I know you're sending it to me. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. You see someone who looks like the girl, or maybe they have like a piercing or they have the same hairstyle, or maybe you see the guy with the same haircut, he's the same height, he has that nice smile that you like for the ladies and stuff like that, and you bless the universe and say, yeah, that's in my future. I bless it for me. Right? It's the same thing. It's like you don't get too attached to it, right? The mother duckling is like, okay, I get the last one here, but she's not concerned because the other ones are going the same way. That's how we have to be with our focus. We have to focus on, okay, which one do I really need to work on? If you need to work on your anger and some of your emotions, work on your emotions. If it's not really your emotions, okay, if you got that mastered, okay, you don't need to really work on that. Work on something else. If it's more or less a mindset, like a belief, like, oh, men aren't good or women aren't good, work on that. Start to search that, because it's really when we really find out what is holding us back, which nothing is, it's protecting us. Like always saying that if your manifestation is not here, just look at it as the universe protecting you. Your higher self is giving you time to be ready for it. It wants you to enjoy your life. It doesn't want you to be so caught up in this whole idea that, oh, it's not here, so I'm doing something wrong. You are doing everything right. You will always do everything right. You cannot get it wrong, because even when you make that wrong, you make that step to the left. It's like it just happens that you went the wrong way. It's not a bad thing. Like, have you ever gotten lost going somewhere? It's like that. Okay, you got lost. You found out you got lost, and then you figure out, okay, now I have to go this way. Eventually, you get to where you're going. Now it's just a funny story. Now you know, okay, I don't need to take that route anymore. Same thing with this. Focus, right? When you're focused and you're giving your attention to these things, you start to realize where you're off. And then it can help you get back on track. So don't look at it as if it's not here, you're doing something wrong. No, the universe is protecting you, and also it's allowing you to learn so you can enjoy your manifestations when they get here. Don't be the people who get all the stuff they desire and then they can't handle it. They have breakdowns and they have depression and all these things because they're not balanced within themselves, okay? So each duckling, and then in this way, each task gets moved along in turn, and all are successfully completed in time, right? So that's basically what it was, okay? So that's the end of it. But it's this whole idea of focus. As we start to focus on what we desire, right? Giving our attention to it. Really listening to the affirmations when we go to sleep. Visualizing when we go into sleep. Meditating. eating better, being kind to ourselves, being gentle, self-love. Self-love is the key. Because as you start to love yourself and you have real love, then everything you're going to do is be about love. You can't help but to do things that are just loving, right? So that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm going to end this with two things, okay? So I'm not going to make this super, super long. I'm going to read the card that I pulled today for just self-love, because I always want to leave you guys with something that might resonate with you. And if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, that's all right. Keep it in the back burner, like I always say, because you never know when you might use it. And today, I pulled the card, and it says, I was born to enjoy life. Like I said last episode with what do you do when it's not here yet? I was born to enjoy life. You're born to enjoy life. Get out there and enjoy life. That don't mean you have to go crazy and do all the types of stuff we think fun is, or what they told us what fun is. The destructive fun of getting drunk and all that other stuff. Like, no. Go and do what speaks and nourish your soul. So if that's going to a poetry slam, then go to a poetry slam. If that's you going to nature, go to nature. If that's you just being with your family and loving on them and loving on the people who have hurt you the most because they're hurting, so you're nourishing your soul in their soul, then go do that. But enjoy life. Don't miss life because you're so stuck on trying to get the end results. Because you're really not going to end up getting it like you think you are. It's going to be misery and hell getting there. All right? And then the second part of it is, I am a beloved child of the universe, and I have been given everything I need for every experience I shall have. That's super dope. That really resonated with me. So hopefully we do have what we need all the time. We are never in lack. Even when we feel like we're in lack, we have exactly what we need. Okay? So definitely always remember that. And then the last thing I pulled, okay, was adversity. Okay? So it said adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Okay? And so what this says is, no one ever said life was going to be easy. Obstacles are presented to you so that you may overcome them. Believe that you will, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence comes to those who have succeeded in conquering adversity, and then the next huddle won't seem as daunting. Adversity is an opportunity for you to reach out to your soul family. You are not alone in this time of challenge. If you need help, others are waiting to offer assistance. Ding, 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 me. This test may have come into your life to teach you to receive rather than to give. Very powerful. And I think that is something we all can learn. I talked about that, and some people need to work on learning how to receive. People are offering you things constantly every day, and you don't even realize it. You just want to be like, I'm doing it on my own. I'm independent woman. I'm an independent man. Like, all I care about is my money. All I care about is this, that, and third. Like, no. Start to see how the universe is helping you out. Start to accept help when you can. That's why I'm doing this, because I want to help. So, like I said, you're here for a reason. Hopefully this message resonates with you. All the information is in the description box. Like I always say, if you want to donate, Cash App is there. If you want some coaching services, it's all down there. Anything else, if you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. Share, like, subscribe. I love you guys. I love you ladies. I love everyone. And I just want us to become better. Let's use each other to take this new approach and becoming better people, because we can do it. But if everybody keeps saying we can't, then we're going to keep manifesting can't. But if we start to just do our part in this big puzzle of what we call the world. If you do your part and push out positivity and inspire those around you, I do my part, everyone and others do theirs, then we can see change. And you have to remember, focus. Where's your focus on? Are you focused on the negative of the world? Or are you focused on the positive? Because there's a lot of positives, right? Your neighbor didn't, how many of your neighbors just killed someone? Think about that. Like, if you're, like, how many of your neighbors are robbing each other? No, that's positive things that's happening. Because in other places, that's not always necessarily the case, right? But we always are just so, when we're in something, we just don't see everything until we can step out of it. So just remember that, okay? Have a wonderful day, a blessed day. You already have what you desire. It's coming. Please believe that. Keep going, keep persevering, and take that next step, okay? Talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.